What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. Check out the entire show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. Now we move on to late action for Max. He's got a 9 p.m. game, a 9:30 p.m. game, and the 11:59 p.m. Eastern to close out his card. Exciting stuff. We move over to the Big Sky. Northern Colorado Bears, 10-9, 6-7 in conference at Weber State. Wildcats, 16-5, 11-3 in conference. We're at the Event Center in Ogden, Utah. Let's see what we are dealing with here. Weber State opening as 10.5 point favorites. That's moved down to 9.5, market wide. The total opened up at 147.5. That's moved to 146.5, market wide. Northern Colorado had their 2-game winning streak snapped in a 73-65 home loss to Portland State on Saturday as 2-point favorites. Dalen Kuntz had 23 points for the Bears. He's averaging 13.7 on the season. Leading scorer Bodie Hume had an off night, scoring just 7 points. He averages 14.6 on the year. The only other player averaging double digits, Matt Johnson, who averages 13.4 on the season. The Bears score 69.4 points per game, but they get poor distribution, just 10.7 assists per game. They hit 44.8% from the field. They're strong from 3 at 37.4%, but hit just 65.3 from the foul line. Weber State closed the season winning 5 straight, 9 of 10. They're coming off beating Sacramento State twice in 3 nights last week. They were led by Isaiah Brown, who averages 18 points per game. He's one of 3 Wildcats to average double digits. Their fourth leading scorer, 6'9" senior Dante Bassett, is listed as questionable to play due to an illness. Weber State scores 82.9 points per game. They allow just 69.8. Excellent shooting squad, 51.4% from the field, 39.9% from 3, and 77.5% from the stripe. Weber State here, favorites in Utah. Max, take it away, Big Sky Country.
Yeah, it sucks that I'm going to have to take a 9.5 on the show because I got 11 on Northern Colorado before the show. But the bottom line is this Weber State team, they've had spread issues on the road versus teams below 500. They have not had those same troubles at home. And that's what makes it really hard to get on the other side. But I'm going with what my number says. I would have only made Weber State an 8.5-point favorite in this game. I think that in their step-up competition games at home that are most recent in my memory, the only ones that really come to mind is the Montana State series, which they weren't able to win either game by double-digit scoring. I think that with Weber State, definitely not having the services of Dante Bassett, and I capped the game with him not playing, hurts them, especially against guys like Kurt Jokic. Kurt Jokic, our fellow Canadian, 6'9" frontcourt player, is a guy that takes the ball in high percentage areas under 10 feet away from the bucket. And listen, he can be trouble. He's caused trouble for this Weber State team. Luckily, though, this is a complete roster turnover from the teams that have had trouble with this Northern Colorado roster the last couple years. And I think that while Northern Colorado definitely doesn't really ring the whole bell of, I want to take them on the money line, I do think that they can lose this game by 9 points or less, but 9 points or more. But with Weber State, it's hard to go against them. Isaiah Brown's played flawlessly and fantastically. Zaire Porter's really been a difference maker, and Dylan Jones, he's ready to emerge and dominate in any given game that he has a major matchup advantage. The thing with Northern Colorado that attracted me most to this side was the fact that they are a very good first half team. Weber State is usually the team that's able to jump out to that 5 to 8 point lead, but with Northern Colorado, whether they be on the road or at home, they've done a good job of them getting out to a lead. If they can get out to any kind of lead, whether it be 1, 2, or even 3 points, I think that it just bodes that much better in the second half for Weber State, because that's where they've had their advantages, in my opinion. They've done a good job of taking care of the ball, but they need to get more field goal attempts. And as of late, the tempo's really slowed down. And I think that they've been a lot more methodical, and I don't think that works against Northern Colorado. I think that with Northern Colorado getting an outlier performance from Dalen Coots, you probably can't expect 25 from him again. But with Bodie Hume, listen, if they're in a situation where they're playing from behind and they're trying to stay within this number, they don't have to go to the free throw line and make free throws. It's not going to be a foul situation and extending of games. And that's where Northern Colorado costs you money. When they're in this role as a dog at this kind of point range, that's where they have value. And with the way that this team can facilitate their offense, their continuity, their strength, and their age, I just don't see them freaking trying to play outside of themselves against a very potentially dangerous and potent offense like Weber State. I think that Northern Colorado gets the three-point shot going. I think that the defense is improved, especially inside the arc. And with the rim protectors that Northern Colorado has, along with the double teams that they can bring on with traps with Kuntz and freaking Matt Johnson, I think that Northern Colorado is going to stay within this number. So obviously I'm getting a worse number than I took, but I don't think that Weber State's going to have a 57% effective field goal percentage against Northern Colorado. So
it's moved to 9 at Circa, and there's 9.5 that I can get you, but there's one 9.5 at FoxBet that's at plus 100. So at least we can give you a juiced free 9.5. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Northern Colorado Bears plus 9.5 at plus 100 for Maxwell Smart.